So one of the things I did for this character of the week is I did the actual research because I'm tired of people making people with mental disorders bad guys. I mean, if you think about, with the exception of Moon Knight, and even Moon Knight's still on that spectrum, but if you think about movie characters that have misdiagnosed schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder, DID, dissociative identity disorder. Yeah, identity disorder. Like these people are so badly represented in media. Like every single one is always like an antagonist or a bad guy. And I feel like that's because people don't understand what it is. Like I just said, all these different things. People are like, yeah, multiple personality. No, they're different stages and different sets and different psychologies behind all these different disorders. So that's one thing I wanted to try to get across when I did this, is to understand that it's not all under the same umbrella. They're all different, and they should all have, like, you should understand that this is not just something that people choose. This isn't a cool thing to be. This is like, these are just actual issues, and they need to be properly represented. Otherwise, you got characters that are misrepresentative and blatantly wrong. So that's what I was doing.
It says Legion had DID, right? Yeah.
No. Actually, Legion didn't. No, because he was a woolly. Because DID is basically like dissociative is when you kind of like, I won't say black out, but think of it like you're asleep, like that REM cycle of sleep where you're like, you're kind of awake, so you're aware that you're about to be awake, but you're also not fully functional. But something else is running the show at that point.
But that's how he worked. That's how he was written in the comics.
No, he knew. The Legion knew each
so
personality.
You're not aware.
Right. You're not disassociating.
Ooh. Okay.
Forgive me if I'm wrong here, but I believe DID is trauma-based, correct?
Yes, trauma-based, based off of like childhood trauma, which is the difference between that or schizophrenia or multiple personality disorder. DID starts from more childhood trauma, something that happened in your childhood where you learn to either separate what had happened into like lockbox or something like that, which is why certain people, when they have DID or other alters, is what they call them. They don't call them personas or personality, they call them alters. If they have like certain alters that, even if they're a full-grown adult, they have an alter that's a 10-year-old child, because at that point, that's what that particular trauma happened, and that's when they use that to cope with what had happened.
Right.
Trauma is basic. Think of trauma as like a scar on the brain. Like the event happened, and it, like you already, like you have a scar on your body, you cut, you heal, but that mark is still there, that damage is still there.
It's
that's
like
basically what trauma. Yeah, so that's basically what trauma is on. But think of that on the brain.
Right.